Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Manual. Yes, it is great to be back in this world, and I've been pretty busy since the last episode, so I've been going around collecting a lot of wheat from here and replanting it as well. As you can see, most of this has just been harvested. Some of it's about to grow as well, so that's all good. And also we've got a few potatoes in here as well that I've been replanting. So if we go over to here, I've also expanded our sugarcane as well because we need a lot of paper, not just now but for later on as well. And I also managed to capture not just some chickens but some more pigs as well, and they obviously want the potatoes that are in my hand, so might as well breed them up if I can. And yeah, this is pretty much the way I've been doing it for now on. This is all just temporary for now, but I will move them and separate the chickens from the pigs eventually. The same with last episode with our cows and sheep as well. So we go over to here. This is where all the work has pretty much been gone into, and you can see the amount of entities here. We go F3 and B. You can just see that mess of blue lines and boxes. This is what we have created, and hopefully this will give us enough leather for what we need in today's episode, because we need a lot of bookshelves, and I mean a lot of bookshelves, so we can actually get ourselves a proper enchantment setup sorted out. So that's on the agenda for today's episode, so I think it's probably about time we slaughter these guys. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that little cinematic there. I certainly had fun killing all these animals. Not even the pigs survived, only the babies until they grow up. And I might just keep 2 of the pigs, but the chickens aren't going to stay there because we've got quite a few chicken eggs now, so we can use them. We also got quite a lot of meat as well. We got like 2.5 stacks of beef, which is good. A few chickens, some mutton, and also 12 pork chops. And we also got 46 leather from that, which is kind of exactly the amount we need, believe it or not. I also found a book in the village over there as well, which is handy because we'll need that, and we'll also need 3 bits of obsidian. Where did I put the obsidian? Here. Awesome. And we'll also need our diamonds as well. So let's build ourselves an enchanting table, shall we? And I also need to figure out a place to put it. I could actually have it up here, but it's a tight squeeze up here. It would work. Let's just put it down here for now then. I can put it in here easily, no problem. So I think we just have to get rid of that bush and just put it here, I guess. Let's craft ourselves an enchanting table. I should be able to craft one now. Oh, it's 4 bits of obsidian. I thought it was only 3, but yeah. So it's 4 bits of obsidian like that, then 2 diamonds on each side, and then a book, which is why we needed the book from the villager. And this gives us an enchanting table. So now we can... This is kind of pointless on its own, but it does have its use. But it does have its use when you pair them with bookshelves, which is another reason why we wanted all of this leather and also all of this sugarcane. So now's the time to grab all of this sugarcane and convert this sugarcane into paper. That gives us almost 2.5 stacks of paper, and we've got 46 bits of leather here, so that will give us another crafting recipe. And then we make some books. We can make 46 books, which I think is enough for what we need. So that's 3 bits of paper and a bit of leather for 1 book. And we've got 46 books. So now we've got our books, all we need to do is grab ourselves some wood out of here. So let's convert these logs into planks. And we've got ourselves a bookshelf. So a bookshelf is 6 oak planks or wood planks like that, and 3 books in the middle like so, and you get yourselves a bookshelf. So you can also get these from villagers, but it's really hard to get emeralds this early on in the game. But it's maybe worth going and getting them from villagers, to be fair with you. Because if you've got a librarian villager, they might be able to trade some bookshelves for you. But we don't have a librarian villager in our village. And yeah, we've already got ourselves the means to get the bookshelves. And I prefer to do it the hard way sometimes, especially when we're starting off. So there's a few things to note when you actually get yourselves an enchanting table. So if I just put this down here, I believe you can just mine it with a normal pickaxe. I'm not sure about, I think it works with iron as well, although I don't have an iron pickaxe. Yep, I just tested that in a testing world. It works on cobblestone and iron pickaxes as well, but this doesn't really do anything. As you can see, we've got a GUI here, but it's completely blank. So one thing that we need is lapis. As we can see, it's got an outline here. This is where we place our lapis. So I do have a load of lapis in here somewhere. So let's just break some of this down. So now we've got our lapis, we can now enter the GUI, and as soon as we put our lapis in, still nothing happens. That's because this is for enchanting tools and also armor as well. So let's get ourselves our iron boots and put this in the enchanting table. So we get our lapis and we put our iron boots here, and it gives us some enchantments here that we can put on. You also want to be aware of what level you are down here as well. So we're at level 29, and with the enchanting table on its own, and as you saw, if we put our leather boots in there even, we've got a level 3 enchantment here because it says 3 lapis and 3 enchantment levels. So that means that it costs level 3 levels to enchant it. But that's only projectile protection 1. And you'd be thinking, well, that's really pants. Normally these give out better enchantments, don't they? And that is where our bookshelves come into it. So I'm not 100% sure on the number, but depending on the amount of bookshelves, up to 15, around a 5x2 area of the bookshelf, of the enchanting table, the bookshelves will take effect, and you only need 15 bookshelves, which is actually not that bad to get. We can actually craft ourselves a few more bookshelves here. We've got our books, where are you? There we go, I'm just being blind. And that's exactly the amount we need, another 14 bookshelves. So as you saw there, it's not particularly hard to get them, it's just a bit of a grind sometimes. And we've got exactly the amount we need, which is awesome. So another thing that you want to be careful with bookshelves is you can place them down wherever you like, obviously, but if you're just breaking them with a normal axe, you will always get 3 books back. So that means you're losing out on the wood, but that's not too much of a problem per se. Just be aware of that, unless you've got silk touch, and then obviously you get the block form. So as I mentioned, bookshelves will take effect within a 5x2, so that's 5 by 5x2 even, so that's 5 this way, 5 that way, and 2 up from this bookshelf here and then another block up. So another thing you want to be careful of is you actually want the middle surrounding this bookshelf to be void of any blocks as well. So it has to be air blocks, so it's not blocking the bookshelves. So normally you will see people literally just put bookshelves around this enchanting table, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do for now because we're just starting off. Let's just show ourselves a basic enchanting setup, and it involves 15 bookshelves around the enchanting table like so. And you'll notice that you're also now seeing particle effects, which is also good. So now when we enter the GUI, obviously we need to put our lapis in there, and then we want to enchant these boots. You can see that the enchantments are a lot better. So we got protection 1 there, depth strider 1 there, so it costs 2 lapis and 2 enchantment levels. But unfortunately we can't get protection 3 at the moment, which actually would be really nice to have because it costs 30 levels, which is where levels come into it. And we've actually been quite lucky, 1, not to die at all still, and 2, to almost be at level 30, so we can get our level, so we can actually get ourselves our first enchant. It's also night, so let's go up to our bed. And as you can see with my XP bar, we don't have much to go either. So if I was to breed a few cows, I might just about get enough XP to actually do it. And we should get a tiny bit of XP from that. Yeah. Oh, we just needed 1 more XP orb. How else can we get XP? Let's see if there's anything to smelt, because you can get XP from smelting as well. So if we actually, yeah, if we get some cobblestone and just put that, oh, we can even take our cooked pork chops out. I forgot about that. That should give us 30 levels. Yes! Great. Our first time to 30 levels. Awesome. So now we're at 30 levels, we can get ourselves, if we put our lapis in there and our boots in there, we can get ourselves a protection 2 enchantment on our boots. But I do wonder what we get with our pickaxe. And is it going to be fortune? Efficiency 4. I am tempted to get that, because that will be really good for our first enchantment on our diamond pickaxe. It will cost 3 levels and 3 bits of lapis, but for our first enchantment, that's really good. So I'm going to go for it, and we got ourselves the enchanter advancement, which is nice. And so with enchantments, it gives an enchantment basic, so it will be 1, 2 and 3, and as you saw, it will be the enchantment. But sometimes, more often than not, it will give you more than 1 enchantment. So did we get more than 1 enchantment on this one? Unfortunately not. We only got efficiency 4, which is not too bad, but it's not too good either. I'll go through enchanting later on when we can actually get ourselves a better source of XP, I think. But essentially that is how you enchant tools and armor. So I think what I'm going to do for now is go put my lapis in and get as many tier 2 enchantments on this armor and some of my tools that I can, I think. So if we go with our iron leggings, put our lapis in, and we get protection 3 with that, so that's pretty good. That costs us 2 levels as well, but protection 3 and unbreaking 2, that's what I mean about getting more than 1 enchantment. So we were guaranteed to get the protection, but we also got unbreaking as a bonus. So let's put our chest plate in as well. Unbreaking 3, protection 2, that's actually good as well. Helmet, what do we get from a helmet? Unbreaking 2, protection 2, that's good. Boots, probably should have put them in first, to be fair with you. Feather falling, and feather falling 3, that is good. Right, so let's put this stuff back on, and you'll notice straight away that they look different. Anything that's been enchanted will have this purpley glow to it, that goes for any type of enchantment you put on it. So we've even got a glow to this diamond tool, but you can't really see it that well. You can see it in the hotbar though. So let's go through these enchantments. So we've got unbreaking and protection on our helmet. So unbreaking is basically giving it better durability. So instead of it dying in 165, it will die within twice that level depending on the unbreaking you've got on it. So unbreaking 1 gives you 1/3 of the durability more. Unbreaking 2 is 2/3, and unbreaking 3 is double if not triple what the durability depending on the tool. It's also randomized as well, so it's not an exact science. So that's unbreaking. As we can see, we got unbreaking on our chest plate as well, and we pretty much got unbreaking on everything apart from our boots. So the protection enchantment will give you, it dampens the blow to anything that comes after you. So whether it's an arrow or a zombie trying to attack you. I think the only thing that it doesn't work on is fire damage. I think that's the only thing that it doesn't protect you from. And there's an enchantment for that called fire protection, but we didn't get lucky with that one, so we don't need to worry about that one too much. So that's protection, and we got protection on pretty much all of our armor apart from projectile protection, which does the same with protection, but it's only for projectiles. So that's protection and projectile protection in a nutshell. And the last one is feather falling, which we got feather falling free on this. And what feather falling does is it protects you from falling damage. So I can demonstrate this with some blocks. So if we go up, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. Let's take our boots off for now. We've got a full health bar. So if we just drop here, you can see that did 1 heart of damage to us. So that's why I didn't really make it too big. So let's go up there again. The same distance, 6 blocks, and we'll put our boots on this time. Let's also eat up so that we heal ourselves. And then if we fall, it does half a heart of damage. So feather falling, depending on the level you've got, protects you from fall damage. And it really does help, especially when fighting the dragon and other types of situations, like falling in ravines, for example. So feather falling is pretty much a must-have when we get into the enchanting setups and stuff like that. But we won't worry about that for now. We'll just go through the basics. So I hope that you guys kind of understood that at a basic level. Anyway, look at us with shiny. And that you can kind of understand how enchanting works. If you don't, then there is a wiki that goes through every enchantment as well, but it would take literally hours to go through all the enchantments and all the math that goes with it. So that's just basically what we've got at the moment. So yeah, so now we've got ourselves an enchanting setup. We've got ourselves some decent enchantments on our gear. It's probably time we set foot into the Nether and see what our spawn is like there. So one thing that I didn't go through was the efficiency enchantment on this pickaxe, and all it basically does is allow you to mine a bit faster when mining. That's all efficiency does on a pickaxe or on any tool. It just makes you mine a bit faster. If we had unbreaking on it, then it would last longer as well. And as you can see with durability, we still got a lot left because I haven't really used this pickaxe, although we do have quite a few resources. So now we've got ourselves an enchanting setup. Let's worry about how we get into the Nether now, because it's not always easy to get into the Nether sometimes, or at least when I first played this game, I didn't have a clue how to get there. So I'll show you. So that's why we needed the obsidian. You need at least 10 bits of obsidian to get into the Nether, and we're going to build ourselves a portal here. So we need ourselves 10 bits of obsidian at least, although it's better to have 14 bits. And we also need a 5x4 area as well. So that's why I'm just digging out ourselves a little area here. I'm getting our dimensions wrong now, so we didn't even really need to do that area anyway. So what we can do is, basically what I can do is break them 3 down, break these 2 on the bottom, and then break these blocks here. So we've got a 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and 2 on the bottom, and then 2 on the top. And then with these corner blocks, we're just using them as fillers, because normally people add obsidian to these corners, but because we've only got 10, we're gonna do it the cheap way for now. Hence why people are always on about corners and stuff like that with nether portals, but we're not gonna worry about that for now. So we're gonna place our obsidian, so we want to place 2 obsidian there, 3 obsidian on the sides, 3 obsidian on the other side, and you get the point, 2 obsidian there. And now we've got a portal, but if we right click on it, it doesn't do anything. We need a fire source, so that can be anything with fireballs, but we're going to use the trusty flint and steel. So let's go back. So to make yourselves some flint and steel, you can actually make it in this crafting bench here, as we've got it here. So we get ourselves 1 bit of flint and 1 bit of steel on the opposite side. If you place it like that, you can still do it. Oh, it's any direction, so it's basically 1 bit of flint and 1 bit of iron, and that gives yourselves a flint and steel. And this, as you guys probably already know, sets fires, and these fires will go out because we've got... Oh, actually, I probably shouldn't set fires next to wood. That's another thing. Fires do burn wood in this game because we haven't got fire tick spread off yet. I should probably do that actually. Actually, I'm going to do that now. So we go to game rule, and then it's do fire tick, I think. Do fire tick, and we're going to set that to false. So this game rule, among many other game rule, is probably the only one I am going to change in this world and set it permanently. This is only to save all my builds from burning down, and also it happened in my last world where a woodland mansion burnt down, which wasn't fun because I actually wanted to raid it. So it prevents stuff like that from happening as well. So it's actually kind of a good thing, which is why I'm going to set it to false. So we're going to press enter. That is pretty much the only command we are going to place. So that means that fire shouldn't burn anything, and we can also set it here. So if we set a fire here, normally after a few minutes everything would set alight because it's all made of wood, but because we've got fire tick set to false, fire tick won't spread, so it will just stay like that with fire, and that's kind of a good thing. There are the debates out really, but I'm going to say we're keeping it to false. So we've got our flint and steel now, so the only thing we need to do is right click on a bit of obsidian. It can be anywhere from up here to on the side, so we right click there. We've got ourselves a portal. So let's put our shield in our offhand. My sword is on its last legs as well, so it's probably a good idea to craft ourselves another sword. Alright, so we've got ourselves another sword. We should be okay now. So the Nether as of 1.16 has actually changed quite a lot. So normally you would think of the Nether as just a massive blob of netherrack, and while that might be true and still kind of is to now, they've added loads of biomes. So I'm hoping that we don't at least end up in a crimson forest biome, because that's the worst type of biome we could spawn at. So let's wonder where we come out of, and we come out in a very precarious situation, but we are in a let me think. Soul Sand biome. That's the one. So if I press F3 on the left hand side, it says biome. It says Soul Sand Valley. So, So that's the name of this biome, and we didn't get lucky with the spawn at all, did we? Like, we are literally on death's door coming up here. I mean, at least we're safe. I mean, we could dig ourselves a little hole and be safe here. We are quite high up as well. 111 is half the size of the overworld. That also goes with height as well. Sorry, it's 1/8 the size of the overworld even, I believe, if I've got my maths correct. Basically, the overworld is 8 times bigger than the Nether would be. That's all you need to worry about for now. So that also goes for the height as well. So if we actually dig up, although we've got to be very careful with lava, but if we dig up, because we're at 120, 112 even, we're not far off hitting something on the top. So you would think that there's probably some kind of sky access, but you would be wrong. There's just bedrock. So we've just hit bedrock in the sky, and this goes up to above 128, and there are ways you can break bedrock, but at this stage of the game we're not going to worry about that. Although it does make it handy to actually get on the roof of the Nether, and when I mean roof I just mean this area above bedrock, because that's how I plan to get around the Nether this early on in the game. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode, even if it was a bit of a slow one. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Mighty High. If you like this video, then please click the like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been Mighty High, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye! Ooh, that's a weird angle.